What's up, Brewskis? My name is Marco Dupa. With me, as always, the great and the powerful Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
What up, y'all?
Tonight's brew is from Ravenous Pig Brew. See, they are a brewing company.
They are
Ravenous
a brewing company, yeah.
I think brewing company rolls off the tongue better than brewery or brew pub or anything else. You call yourself a brewing company. I don't know if that's like a stylistic thing, if that's like a logistical thing.
A true differentiation between.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think brewing company sounds better than anything else, honestly.
Better than brewing? Just brewing?
I like brewing company. I like a brewing company.
Okay. Yeah. Strong.
I like it.
Comes off, it rolls off the tongue, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I can roll with that. Yeah.
Because it makes me think of like a company that's like 200 years old that's still going, and then they've like if you said Levi's or the Levi Strauss Denim Company.
Right.
You know, it's like the full
a candy shop versus a candy store.
Yeah. There's some, I don't know.
With two P's and an E. Shop.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
This is their Swinetoberfest from Ravenous Pig Brewing Company. The Swinetoberfest. Their Marzen, their Oktoberfest beer. 'Tis the season and all that jazz. So, you know, probably for the next couple of episodes, you're going to get more Oktoberfest, some more pumpkin stuff, and then some high ABV
Strong
stuff.
boys, yeah.
So, get ready for that. What's on tap for tonight? It was a good week of a lot of trailers. And so, what are we going to do?
Trailer trash. Big old trailer trash.
Yeah, and oops all trailer trash.
Yeah.
So, what do we got?
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Uh-huh.
The remake of the remake.
Uh-huh.
We have Glass Onion.
Yeah.
The new Ryan Johnson pick. And we also have what's the third one?
Well, we're doing Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Right. I keep wanting to say Secret Wars.
It should be Secret Wars.
That's the full comic series, right?
Yeah.
And then, which is a TV show. And then we also have video game.
Video game.
Because we have to talk about video games.
Video games.
For God of War Ragnarok. That's it.
All right.
That's all we got.
Well, then let's just get right into this motherfucker. This is episode 369 of the One Beer In podcast.
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I fit in.
Spend 30 minutes doing that.
Just do not let you speak there on that one.
Swiney. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Automatically. I mean, that's an Oktoberfest. Yeah. All right, this is the One Beer In podcast, the podcast where two brews crack open a brew and see where that one brew takes us. I said it once and I'll say it again. I'm Marco Dupa, and that's Adam Obesius Rodriguez. And Obi, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what we're drinking tonight?
Well, as you so eloquently said, we have from the Ravenous Pig Brewing Company out of Winter Park, Florida, the Swinetoberfest Marzen. It is 1 pint. It is 5.6% ABV. The bottom says malty Marzen style lager, and on the side we have a cool graphic. It says born and brewed in the Sunshine State, 5.6% ABV. Come visit us, we'd love to see you. Located 565 West Fairbanks Avenue, Winter Park, Florida 32789. Drink soon for maximum freshness. This end up, keep cold.
Nice. I don't know if you can get more local than this episode. Okay, Ravenous Pig, We're drinking out of sideward glasses.
Right.
I'm rocking the red and black lumberjack commission shirt.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Still haven't been.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening at this point. We need to just make a thing of it. We hit Bruno, then we'll hit commission.
I would love to.
Let's do that.
Okay. All right. Man, I love this season.
So without further ado, let's get into it. This is going to be a very special episode of Trailer Trash.
Trailer trash.
Let's start off with the Glass Onion, or which one are we going to start off with?
Yeah.
Glass Onion?
Let's start with Glass Onion.
Well, let's do it then.
So yeah, I mean, what can we say other than there's a lot of people in this movie?
Yeah.
I think that's where we have to start.
Yeah.
The Glass Onion is I mean, I wouldn't say a sequel to Knives Out, but another story within the world of Knives Out.
I guess it'd be like it's an anthology series now, so it's just another story.
But also with the through line of Benoit Blanc, Daniel Craig's character.
Leghorn.
Yeah. I'll say. Yeah, so he has another mystery to solve, and it seems like that's going to be going to be the through line for continued series and movies and such.
So just a fun whodunit kind of thing, like old. I was gonna say Shakespeare, old Sherlock Holmes stuff, where they weren't.
Sure.
It wasn't a narrative so much as it was just a bunch of stories thrown together.
Yeah.
There was a through narrative. There was like a,
Moriarty.
Yeah.
Always lurking in the shadows.
Always. But most of it was just him solving different crimes,
Mysteries.
and things.
Yeah. So it seems like kind of a almost throwback to some of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, huge cast. Let me count the ways. Daniel Craig, Jessica Henwick, Ethan Hawke as a mystery character. He's not even in the trailer.
He's not in the trailer.
There's a question mark by his name on Google.
He's the murderer.
Ooh. Could be.
That's how he's credited.
Yeah,
the murderer.
Kate Hudson, Catherine Hahn, Edward Norton, Janelle Monáe, Dave Bautista, and Leslie Odom Jr.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very good cast.
Huge. Oh, and Madeline Klein. Forgot to mention her as well. Yeah. I mean, it's already getting... We're in the weird season where there's a bunch of film festivals going on.
Yeah.
Kind of back to back to back.
To back to back.
And this one's getting a lot of praise. Some people saying it's actually better than the original, which is a feat because I loved the original.
Yeah, I think we heaved high praise on Knives Out on this podcast.
Put respect on Rian Johnson's name.
Goddamn right.
Yeah. So as far as the trailer goes, what do you think?
I mean, once they announced that they were going to do a sequel, I was like, I'm all for it because that movie, it's just so good. And excuse me, it lends itself to this kind of storytelling.
Yeah.
So and Rian Johnson is just so good at this kind of stuff. And I for one think that he deserves another crack at Star Wars. I do.
Yeah?
I do. I think there are redeeming qualities to Last Jedi. I still don't think it's a good movie.
Yeah. It's very visually pleasing.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And I think he was trying to do some interesting stuff with it. I don't think he was given the opportunity to fully realize some of his ideas.
Sure. Well, let's be clear. He was stuck in a no-win situation. Yeah.
I
think the further away we get from it, the more clear that is.
Yeah.
Especially considering JJ came back and made a paint by the numbers sequel to end the trilogy.
Dude, if I was Rian Johnson, I'd be so pissed at JJ. Like, you came in and you basically just shit on every idea that I had just so that you could please the fucking shareholders and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
We're
just
supposed to be artists.
erase what was starting there.
Yeah, you came in, and like we're supposed to be on the same level of like it's us against them.
Yeah.
And you just I was disappointed in JJ.
Yeah, and you know what? I think looking back, it would have been smart if they would have just stuck with one director the entire time.
Yeah.
I think we're getting on a tangent here.
Yeah.
Which we do.
Well, fuck it. I mean,
yeah. So I think the main lesson to learn from the most recent trilogy is that you need consistency. You have to have that story planned out and have an idea to tell this story from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And not just haphazardly be like, okay, well, this is where this one ended, so let's write this together to make this make sense, and forget about that thread, and let's just jump into this other thing instead.
Yeah. I think you either let one director tell his story for the trilogy, or you do what they did in in the original trilogy.
That was fake.
that was
the last trilogy never happened.
You do what they do with the original trilogy, which was have 3 different directors for 3 movies, right? So JJ has his vision.
Yeah, but they had Lucas to
Yeah, he was there to kind of hold the thing together.
Yeah.
And maybe you keep JJ on to hold the thing together, but don't have him direct all 3 movies. You can't have him direct the first one, peace out for the second one, then come back in and then reassert himself into the third one. That's crazy. I can't believe.
Anyway, what I was saying was.
Yeah, that's an insane thing to do.
Palpatine's back.
Like you were saying, the further away we get from it, the clearer the image is, and it is insane that they thought it was a good idea to have him just come back and do the third one after.
Like Palpatine himself.
Yeah. We don't know how it happened. We can't explain it, and we're not going to take any time in this movie to try.
They fly now?
He's back. They fly now. That's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
So Rian Johnson, again, I'm not gonna sit here and there's no revisionist history going on. The Last Jedi's not a good movie.
No.
But Rian Johnson is still a very good director.
Sure.
And
love Brick. Brick's a good movie
Brick's
too.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Looper's great. I can't
Looper's
think of
great,
a bad Rian Johnson movie except for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, as far as this trailer looks, I have the utmost confidence in Rian Johnson. So I think this trailer looks amazing, but even if it looked terrible, I'd still be watching this. Yeah, because he's just so good at this.
Yeah, he's very good at the crime mystery stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a sweet spot. Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think it looks stylistically pleasing. It looks like the ensemble cast is firing on all cylinders. I'm excited, and it's a Netflix movie, so it's right there for you.
Right there, yep.
I know we talk shit about Netflix original movies, but this seems to be like it's gonna be a hit. So
yeah, Well, I mean,
praise due where it deserves.
Inshallah, hopefully, this movie's good.
Yeah.
I remembered why I even brought up Star Wars in the first place. It's because he is rumored to still have his Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
And if they let him just make a movie in the Star Wars universe and not an Anakin or not a Skywalker saga story.
Unshackled from the trilogy itself.
I think he can make a really, really good Star Wars movie.
Yeah. I'm for that, yeah. Take another crack. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, you're telling me that like a movie like Brick couldn't be told in the Star Wars universe?
Sure.
All kinds of crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
You telling me the guy who came up with Looper couldn't fucking come up with something good to do in the Star Wars universe?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. I don't know what we're talking about.
Not this trailer anymore.
No. Moving on.
Not trash.
Not trash.
Yeah.
Not trash.
Not trash.
No. Next up on the docket, we have another Netflix movie. Might as well transition straight into All Quiet on the Western Front which is a very different looking movie from Glass Onion.
Very much so.
Yeah, this is, if you're not familiar, based off of a book, based off of a movie, based off of another movie, based off of a book.
There's already 2 other All Quiet on the Western Front.
I think the original was made like in the early 19-teens, like soon after the war. I'm pretty sure.
For real?
I think so. Let me look that up.
Shit.
Let me make sure I'm not talking shit. Original. Okay. Not quite there. 1930 it was made, the original.
Yeah. That's old Hollywood shit. That could be 1900 or 1945 until they started
it all blends
making,
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soon enough after the
1930.
the war. Yeah.
Then
between the world wars.
Yeah. And then that's kind of crazy to think about. They just made a movie about the World War, and then another one happened,
and no one learned.
No,
no one learned the story or the lesson from All Quiet on the Western Front.
No, they got tips from it.
Yeah, apparently.
And then the second remake was when?
79.
Or I guess the first remake.
79 was the.
How have I not seen this movie?
I mean, I remember seeing the original. I don't know if I've seen the remake in the 70s.
I always just thought that was just a turn of phrase. I never even.
You didn't have to read the book? I had to read the book.
No.
I was forced to read the
dude.
book in high school.
Yeah?
Yep.
Who the fuck are all these people?
I don't know.
I know that guy.
Oh, yeah. Ernest Borgnine.
Borgnine. I don't think it's Borgnine.
It is. It's Borgnine.
Donald Pleasance.
Oh, it was a TV movie.
Paul Mark Elliott.
That's why. Yeah. So.
Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go anywhere, we need to figure out how to say that guy's last name.
It's Borgnine.
It's not Borgnine.
I
Is it
swear.
Borgnine,
it's
really?
Borgnine, yeah. It's definitely Borgnine. Here, I'll look it up for you. How do you pronounce
I need to know this.
Borgnine?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
PronounceNames.com.
They have to get an ad in?
They do.
Borgnine.
All right.
Borgnine.
He's going to say it 3 more times.
Ernest Borgnine. You idiot.
He's definitely saying it like you actually looked this up.
Ernest Borgnine.
All right, sorry. I apologize, okay? To you and to whoever
I was going to say, don't apologize to me. Apologize to the pronouncename.com.
Same people who make Watch JoJo.
Yeah.
Or Mojo. Watch Mojo.
Watch
Mojo Jojo.
Watch JoJo.
Watch Jojo Rabbit. All right.
Yes. So anyway, there's a new remake that's also produced by Netflix and coming straight to Netflix and certain theaters as well.
Ernest Borgnine.
Get over it. Get over it. This one is actually a foreign film. It's a mostly German-speaking cast, which makes sense given the story. Actually has Daniel Bruhl in it, which I didn't realize. So Daniel Bruhl, who you've seen in Marvel stuff. But yeah, I mean, looks like a young cast of German folk.
A young bunch of handsome German whippersnappers.
Yeah.
Except for Daniel Bruhl, he's kind of older, but whatever.
I thought you were calling him ugly. I was like,
No,
he's
he's
a
a
handsome
handsome
man.
guy. Yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
Okay, so anyway, what got my attention for this movie, other than knowing the source material and liking war movies, is that I saw early reviews of it on Twitter, which take them or leave them, healthy pinch of salt. But most of the buzz I've seen has been like gushing about how good this movie is, like people comparing it to Private Ryan, and like saying it's like that visceral and that like sort of brutal of a take that it should be given the source material, which this is one of the first like major anti-war told from the perspective of someone who's been through it stories. So like stripping away the sort of fantasy of war and the kind of honor and prestige and all these things that especially young people who are recruited to fight these wars are often given as propaganda to make it seem like a cool thing to do. It strips all that away and tells a brutal story and one of young people getting taken advantage of, basically. So that should be fun.
Yeah.
Should be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Not
mean,
a mood killer at all.
as far as the trailer goes, what do you think?
Okay. Before I answer that, I would like to ask you a question about that. Excuse me. Do you think it's even possible to make a movie like this that isn't in some way propaganda? And what I mean is, like, if you show the violence and you show like wartime efforts, I mean, there's no way to. I'm not really trying to lead the witness here. Just like, do you think there's a way to make a movie that shows this like illicit violence that doesn't also kind of hinge on this has to look good? This has to look cool is not the right word,
Sure.
but exciting.
It's inherently built for entertainment,
right?
Yeah.
And so
you're going along very famous lines. Francois Truffaut, I was looking up the quote itself because it sparked my memory, said there's no such thing as an anti-war film. And by that, he's getting to exactly your point, which is inherently the making of a movie of war, and you can apply this to video games and books and other media, really, that are made for entertainment purposes. I mean, you can make a history book, obviously, that's fact-based and not glorifying these things and speaking of them matter-of-factly, but I mean, anything made for entertainment purposes, in his opinion, cannot truly be anti-war.
Yeah.
Because it inherently, even if it's showing it in its most heartbreaking and brutal and bloody and disgusting and dehumanizing ways that war is, it's still on your TV and you're watching it with popcorn and like going, oh my God, this is crazy, or like admiring the sets and the makeup and the actors and all this. So, I tend to agree with that perspective. I don't think there is truly a way. I mean, someone who's been fortunate enough to not ever have to fight in war, from what I understand from veterans, is that there's really no way to truly depict what war is like unless you're there and you've been there. And that being said, to try to is I mean, kind of flies in the face of trying to make something that is anti-war, because it all boils down to entertainment. You're not going to watch it if it is truly true to that level of desperation and death and just awfulness that is war. And there's no way to truly capture that, I don't think.
Well, I mean, there is, but it would be NC-17. There'd be no way to actually make it.
But again, even that, until until you can like be in like a simulator of that happening, and even then there's the knowledge that you are safe and you're not going to get killed.
Yeah.
And your best friend's not going to get killed. And like those things inherently make it untrue in your heart and mind. You know?
Right.
So there's no way to truly depict war as it is what I'm trying to say.
So do you think that basically there's a layer of artifice whenever a thing is made for consumption, that no matter what the subject matter is, if it's made for entertainment purposes, there's just no way to get beyond that level, right? So like with a document, or like one of these crime documentaries, or like these murder documentaries, like the one about fucking
Dahmer?
No, but I mean, I guess you could place him in here if I can't remember this guy's name. The guy in L.A. who would be jumping through people's windows and murdering people and shit in the 80s.
Yeah. What's his name? Night Stalker?
Yeah. Doesn't matter what his name is. Fuck him. But I watched that one on Netflix, and it was. I mean, I'd known the story, but watching it, it was like fucking. I mean, it was horrific.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And it was. But it was also like really entertaining, and like in that, like that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And
well, you're like a voyeur, and it feels like you're almost being inappropriate in listening to these people's stories.
Yeah.
Especially like survivors and stuff.
Yeah.
That they're sitting here like still disturbed by their experiences and near deaths at the hands of a killer.
Yeah. Because who needs to actually hear those stories? You know what I mean? Like, there's no way to know the person sitting next to you if they're capable of that level of violence and that level of horrifying actions. So you're making this thing, and it's like you can't justify it by saying like, hey, maybe it'll educate the next person, or maybe it'll stop the next.
Yeah.
It's like, I will never do anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but there's people out there that's like,
just you wait.
Huh?
Just you wait.
So it's like I'm watching it, and it's not teaching me anything that I need to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not a lesson about like, hey, I mean, the only thing it teaches you is like keep your windows and doors locked.
Sure. Yeah.
And keep that thing on you just in case somebody tries to run up on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of backlash against true crime in recent years after the pop of true crime, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, even like what are they called again? The Stay Sexy, No Get Murdered.
What? The fuck did you just say?
The podcast. With the two women.
Oh shit! Now I can't remember.
I used to listen to it all the time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry, everyone. I know you're screaming right now.
Yeah. Fuck! What is that podcast called?
Georgia Hardstark and Karen Kilgariff.
Podcast.
My favorite murder. My favorite murder.
All right, yeah. I mean, even on the surface, like the name of that podcast is really fucked up.
Sure.
My favorite murder.
They've gotten a lot of backlash that I've seen in the past couple of years or so.
Yeah.
And it's basically from people saying you're exploiting like the worst experiences in these survivors' lives and the families that are still around, and like it's really disrespectful. The beer's working.
Yeah.
It's really disrespectful, and it crosses a line to like make light and joke about and make entertainment of these people's tragic stories.
Yeah. They're not wrong.
Sure. Yeah. No. And I mean, especially coming from like a victim saying, "Hey, this isn't right." You can't tell them it's not right. You know, like
can't be like, well, I mean, my downloads would prove otherwise.
Right. People like this, so sorry.
Yeah, no, it is fucked up. It is fucked up to and it is exploitive. But can you imagine doing that pod for like 5 years, and then when they finally like blow up, and then doing it for another like 2 or 3 years, and like everyone loves it, and then out of nowhere people are like, you know what?
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
I mean, they've gone to festivals, they got merchandise,
sure. Yeah.
they're both millionaires off of it.
They've
you know
got
what I
a
mean?
book.
They've done this changed their lives.
Huge, yeah.
For them, huge. And then just to turn around, and now people on Twitter are like, you know what?
I don't like that.
Now that we've thought more about this, I have problems.
I do think they've been more careful in recent years, from what I understand.
The kind of terminology that
yeah,
they use.
and just being careful not to like obviously joke about the crime itself, and being more respectable
Respectable.
of the people involved. So, I think it was a lesson learned, and they're moving on the correct way. But I will say the reason I brought that up in particular was I think there's a net positive to something like My Favorite Murder, which is a lot of women, especially, I mean, just people in general too, realize it is more important to be safe than it is to be polite. Which is the entire stay sexy, don't get murdered thing. Fuck politeness. That's like their entire thing.
Okay, now that makes sense.
It's your prerogative whether you are kind to somebody or not. And if somebody's giving you the creeps, or you just don't know somebody well enough, you don't got to be nice to them.
Yeah.
I think that is a good lesson to learn, because a lot of people have gotten in trouble because they try to help somebody out or didn't feel right, just ignoring someone that they didn't know, because they're kind people and they're polite and they want to be nice to everyone. And sometimes you shouldn't be, because predators look for prey.
Yeah.
So, I think that is important when it comes to true crime. When it comes to war, I'm not saying that something like All Quiet on the Western Front or, the Omaha Beach scene from Saving Private Ryan doesn't have an overall good effect that it's intending to, which is to say, hey, war isn't glamorous and it's death on a massive scale. But it's still entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it can be both things at once. I think video games have a long way to go before they get to that place. Yeah. Because inherently they're supposed to be fun and engaging in a way that movies don't even have to be. Yeah. And even less so books. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like, this movie its goal is seeking out, I think, primarily to be true to its source material, which is incredibly anti-war. And as long as it sticks to that, I think it does it justice. We'll see. Everything I've heard so far says that it does, and I mean the trailer itself, just based on that little bit of movie that we saw, it looks like it does. It looks very brutal. It looks very dark, and I mean, I can't wait to see it, which proves the point.
Yep. Because neither can I. And obviously, the gold standard of movies like that is Saving Private Ryan. And I mean, it really, really kind of reminded me of it. Really kind of looked like, oh, okay, we're going to that level. Yeah. So I was like,
you got to have everything look gray and somebody throw up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Somebody's going to lose a limb.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. Their body's going to blow up and you're going to see a leg fly.
Yeah.
And you're going to go, that's awesome.
And that's how you know this shit is the real deal.
Yeah.
I honestly, man, when I watched that trailer, it made me think about, like, when I watched the first time I saw Saving Private Ryan, that movie came out, what, like 97, 98?
I think it was before that.
Are you sure?
No. It was
98, right?
Yeah, 98. I think you're right. 98.
So, I'm 8 years old.
Yeah, it's 98.
I'm 8 years old and that movie comes out. I don't see it in theaters, but I definitely, when I was a kid, I don't know what it was. There had to have been like some kind of like really good deal with cable, because my parents paid for everything, dog. Everything. Yeah. I had Stars, Cinemax, HBO, Showtime. Wow. The whole
You sure
nine.
you guys didn't have a black box?
I mean, knowing my dad.
Did he pay $50 from someone on the street?
So that really, honestly, that really cultivated my love of movies and my knowledge of movies. Yeah. Because there was all the movies that we owned, but there was a lot of shit that I watched that I was just flipping through the channels, or you take a nap and you wake up and you're like fucking, The Fifth Element is on and you're like, oh, this is awesome, and you just watch it, and then the programming plays it like 6 times. So then you're like, oh, that movie that I caught like half an
Right.
hour of is on again. I get to watch the
Yeah.
whole thing now.
You Tarantino the movies inevitably.
Yeah. So then you piece it together, and then you turn around and you've watched it like 8 times by the time that they've moved on to another movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing. Like all these movies that I can think of, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and like just movies that they just threw on there, and I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? You know, it's like, and Saving Private Ryan was one of them where like, my dad didn't take us to the theater. It wasn't like but it was on one of them. I can't remember which one, but it was on one of them like a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it and not understanding the violence.
You sure you weren't just watching Band of Brothers?
No,
This movie's really
yeah.
long.
Why does it keep going? No, and the level of violence, even I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just the wiring of my brain or the way that my parents raised us, or if it was, I don't know, but I've never in my life seen that kind of violence and thought to downplay it or replicate it, or it was just, I always knew the line that this was entertainment, that this was a movie,
Right,
and
right.
that war was real.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm from a military family.
Sure. Yeah, that helps.
But that stuff, like, watching it, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. And I always knew that there was that line. But now as an adult, I watched that trailer and it finally kind of clicks where it's like, man, a real person got their fucking shit rocked out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That scene in the trailer where they take the flamethrowers to the bunker, I was like, God damn, that's violent. That's fucked up. That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I just had this really weird realization in the middle of watching that I was like, it took me 32 years, but like I watched something like that now, and I'm finally like, whoa,
War's bad.
It's really, I think it's just the level of empathy
Yeah.
has grown over the years.
Sure.
Because I still understand that line, but I don't know, I guess there's a level to it where it's like, it's not just, and I guess that's why I posed that question to you, because it's something that I've wondered about a lot.
Yeah.
In the most recent years of seeing movies like that and wondering, like, can we ever actually have a message in movies like that, because they're movies.
Sure.
So they're made to be a thing watched and a thing to be enjoyed is not a good word, but like experienced.
Yeah. It's entertainment. It's entertainment in the way that, like, and I mean to a much lesser extent, but like The Last of Us is entertainment. It's a incredibly stressful experience. It's very dark. It's very grim, and you don't feel good after playing it. But it's exhilarating, and it's still like, it's still entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I mean, notch that up by 1,000,000 because it's based off of real things that happened, and it's not this sci-fi story, but you know, I don't know. It's hard to say what everyone will get out of it themselves, but hopefully there's enough infused. I think the biggest thing is like especially with World War I think is used as a case point for the fact that so much of war is random and pointless. The idea of going over the top to run into no man's land just to get shot down, we're not going to take it. And if we do, there's another no man's land ahead of us, like it's pointless. It's just slaughter for nothing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So I think that's why I've used so much, but I mean, I hope to get something out of it because the source material is so good at doing that. So we'll see. From what the trailer shows, it will live up to that, and from what I've heard, it should live up to that. So my expectations are high. Not trash for me.
Not trash. Certainly not trash.
Very good. Very
Let's
good.
move along.
Move it on.
Move it on.
All right. So we also, lastly, for our cinema side of this, is the Secret Invasion, which is a Disney Plus TV limited series.
Yeah, because they're not getting all those stars back for for another season.
No, absolutely not. I mean, yeah, that's the biggest thing I was kind of wowed by in that trailer was production value. It looked like they were finally like, okay, let's give these guys a little bit more time to work on the CG. And also, I mean, you got Emilia Clarke, you got Ben Mendelsohn, Kobe Smulders, Samuel L. Jackson, Olivia Colman, Don Cheadle, Martin Freeman. I mean, incredible. And Kingsley Ben-Adir.
Martin Freeman and how impressed I am with his American accent. I don't know if I talked about that on the podcast.
I'm not sure you did.
I'm working on a list of the English actors with the best American accent.
Yeah, you should open up to British in general, because
yeah, sure.
They're Welsh actors, Scottish actors.
Right. Good point. I think he has a top 5 American accent.
I mean, it's good. It's very good. Just off the top of my head, it's very good.
There's some people who they don't slip.
Yeah.
He doesn't slip.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya does not slip.
No.
I thought for certain that he was just an American actor that I just never heard of before Get Out.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's so good.
Not only that, but he's gotten different American dialects too. His like deep Southern style of speaking as well. Like to the point where I'm like, what? What'd you say?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's great.
And John Boyega also.
John Boyega, of course. Yeah,
so
of course.
Obviously, that's 3 of my list. Idris Elba not in the list.
No, unfortunately not.
I love Idris Elba, but
doesn't make
not
the list.
in the list.
No.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. So you went through the cast.
Yeah.
But I mean, action packed, action fueled, Marvel shit.
Yeah.
Basically.
I will say I have no idea what's going on. I haven't seen like the last couple of projects that have been going on with Marvel. So
yeah,
I'm not really sure where we stand at this point.
I mean, as far as Fury's concerned, he's been
gone.
He's just been in space with the Orky Blorks or whatever the fuck they're. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah,
and
that's what they're called.
The Orky Blorks.
Yeah.
No, they're. I know that they're important. I just can't. I just can't, for the life of me, remember what the race is called.
I prefer Orky Blorks.
So, yeah, he's been off fucking around doing God knows what.
In space.
I mean, I hope that there's like an episode that just fully explains the motivation behind having him just not be around for like 5-6 movies because he's in space.
Yeah. I don't think there is.
And then he just comes back.
Well, because I don't think there is a good reason. because
Because it seemed like it was just played for comedic effect, and then they had to now they're like, ah, fuck.
Yeah.
What do we do with that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was on vacation, basically. But it turns out more was afoot.
Yeah.
So, let me take that back. I guess the main reason why he was up there was probably because of the invasion, the secret invasion.
That he knew was coming.
Right.
And that he's been working to prevent.
Yeah.
But now he's back on Earth.
Right. So he fails and has to come back to Earth to help with the invasion.
Sure.
Fight against the invasion.
Sure. I don't know, man. I don't know. I am not to say that I'm getting exhausted with the Marvel stuff, but I am getting to a point where I'm like, how much do I need to keep up with? Like, do I need to watch all those? Do I need to watch Miss Marvel and She-Hulk and fucking whatever else new shit that they come out with? I'm gonna watch She-Hulk and Miss Marvel. I'm gonna watch those things because I'm just but like, do I need to watch them to make sense of the rest of this shit?
Yeah.
I hope not.
Probably
because I
not.
still have not seen the Eternals.
Me neither. I have no desire to.
There's nothing there for me,
I don't care.
There's nothing
I
there.
really don't care. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sure it's a fine movie. I'm sure it's fun enough or good enough. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't. I actually haven't even gotten to Ragnarok.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Not Ragnarok, Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hint? Yeah.
Yeah, Love and Thunder looks like a fun movie, and I know it's now on Disney Plus, and I still just haven't sat down.
I haven't gotten to it just because it feels so unnecessary. I know it's going to be fun enough. I know it's going to be good and entertaining and funny, but I don't know. I don't need it. I don't need it right now.
Kind of brings me to the trailer, man. I don't. I'm gonna say this. I'm going to say trash. Here's the thing. Here's why I say trash.
Okay.
Not because it doesn't look good.
Okay.
But I'm not excited about this, and nothing in the trailer, except for the cast, made me excited to watch this show.
Mm-hmm.
So, by rule, to me, it's trash.
I respect it. I'm going to say not trash because I am getting the feel of some more of the grounded and more important MCU of old from the trailer, which I like.
I hope so.
It's giving me good vibes.
I hope so, because that's... Yeah.
It looks a little Winter Soldier-ish, which, is only a positive.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what comes of it. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson, I would love to see an entire TV show based on him alone.
That's true.
So I say not trash, but we'll see if the show is trash or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move out of this cinematic universe and into the video games and how some exciting stuff has happened there.
Yes.
Right.
So there was a PlayStation State of Play, and as I leaked just now, there was a one more thing, which was the latest God of War Ragnarok trailer. So we got our first extensive look at what the game looks like, and it looks pretty good.
Boy, howdy.
It looks pretty good. Yeah. So Atreus is older now. Mm-hmm. Seems like a preteen or early teenager.
Yeah, he's got that quintessential preteen voice.
It's giving me T2.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Anytime a character gets older, and they're 14, 15, 16. It's like they just have the same tenor of their voice.
Yeah.
Or timbre, rather.
Mm-hmm.
That just, it's...
timbre.
It's the same. It's always the same fucking... Whether it's a fucking cartoon character that gets older, or an actor, or a voice actor, or a character, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's the same...
Adventure Time.
Yeah. It's just it's like the same kid.
Yeah.
It's the same person doing... Oh, actually, it's probably a grown-ass woman doing these
It's
voices.
true. Yeah. If it's anime, it certainly is.
Definitely a grown-ass woman.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I say that jokingly, but it really did give me Terminator 2 vibes.
Yeah.
Because it's like gruff, strong dad and, boy growing into man.
Boy.
Yeah, we got some looks at some of that's pretty good. We got some looks at some of the enemy variety, which looks really good.
Very, very varied.
Yeah, and same with the environments. It looks like it's gonna be there's snowy levels. There's like underwater. There's the usual Norse-ish environments that we're used to from the last game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how much more you can ask for.
Yeah.
He fights Thor at the end.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Looks goddamn amazing.
Yes. So he throws his axe at Mjolnir.
Meow.
Yeah. I pretty juiced up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of games right now that I'm like, I need to play that.
I need it.
God of War, Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I need to get my hands on that. This is the first game that I'm like really, really juiced up about on to be able to play on PS5.
Yeah.
I mean, Devil May Cry looks great. I'm having a good time.
I was gonna check in on you with that.
I actually took a little break.
Okay.
And here's the thing. So
I hear excuses coming.
I tried to play Call of Duty again.
Mm-hmm.
I said that having these narrative driven games would and they have.
Yeah.
And what's worse is I play the games now, Call of Duty. I try to jump into a game of Warzone, and I'm just like, when I was only playing Warzone, I was obviously frustrated, but that was just the name of the game.
Sure, yeah.
Now that I have options, I'm even angrier.
Yeah.
I'll play for like 20 minutes, and then I'm like, why am I doing this?
What's my motivation?
Yeah, there's nothing. Wait, exactly.
What am I fighting for?
So I'm just like, fuck this game, and fuck these people, and fuck Activision, and anybody involved with like letting the game continue to suck.
Yeah.
Fuck that game.
Okay. So you came back.
I need Warzone 2.
Yeah.
And I need Overwatch 2, and I need more like competitive online games so that I don't have to play Warzone anymore.
Yeah.
I like Apex.
Is Overwatch 2 not out yet?
Not out yet.
Okay.
Overwatch 1.5 was out for a while. 2's not out yet.
Okay.
I need. Maybe I'll just do like all the other streamers and switch to Apex. Apex is fun.
Yeah.
And
I've
like Juan
dabbled.
was saying, we need to jump in there.
We do need to. I still haven't won yet.
Juan will carry us to a win. We got to win. It was me, him, and a rando, and we got to win.
Yeah.
I think we would only have to play for a little bit. I think we could get a win. I think we could eke one out.
Hey, I jumped in with 2 randos. One of them was even scrubbier than me, which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
And one of them was like God tier.
Yeah.
And he carried us to 2nd place.
Yeah.
So
I think we could do it.
It can happen.
I think easily we could
It could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe in us.
I believe in us.
Yeah. Do you believe in the God of War, though?
Fantastically so. Yes. I am very excited. Again, another property that I didn't need to see anything to be excited about, but having seen what I've seen, I'm like, this game's going to fuck. Yeah. Not trash.
Yeah. Hopefully in a quick time event,
Yeah.
like the old games.
Yeah. Atreus, stand outside.
You don't want to see this. Let the boy watch.
Boy.
Throwback for you guys.
Watch.
Yes, not trash. Emphatically not trash.
He will learn like my father. And his father before him. I said no. All right. I think that's it for Trailer Trash, and that's it for this episode, really, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, we have to do one last thing, or 2 more things. One of the most important things of this show, and that is the cheers of the week. So, Obi, would you like to start us off?
I would love to.
All right.
My cheers of the week goes to an underground rapper. I don't know if you've heard of him, but I just got really into him. Mark Wadupa.
I really, honestly didn't know where you were going with that.
It's called acting.
Who is this who you're talking about
called
that
acting.
I've not heard of?
And I am going to forfeit my cheers of the week for you to plug your new music, my friend.
That's very kind of you.
Yes.
That's very kind. Very kind. Do I just not do a cheers now?
No,
My
you
cheers
get
had
your
nothing
cheers.
to do with
you. No, it's
do
fine.
with
I have
me.
nothing to promote currently. I want you to have your spot here.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I address the people. I got a new song out, The New Hustle. That's what it's called. Produced by my boy Dill the Pill, LA-based producer who I connected with over Instagram, actually. He's based in LA. And I just saw, it's funny, I don't even think he knows this, so if he listens to the episode, this is how I saw him in just a random comment section
Behind the music.
and I was just like, I was doing this, I was going through different, because producers will sometimes, they'll jump into rappers' comment section and be like, listen to my beats, to my beats.
Yeah,
and 9 times out of 10, they're terrible. And I was like, I was just going through comments, just listening to these guys' beats, and I'm like, listen, you're not going to get Kanye West to respond, but you know who will respond? This guy.
Yeah.
And I listened to his beats, and I was like, this guy's really good. He's got a really good ear for he's talented, very talented guy. So at Dill the Pistol. Go on my Instagram. You'll find him. He's on there.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't remember. I can't remember his fucking username off the top of my head. But I'll pull it up.
I was going to say,
I'll pull it up. That's
only there was a way for us to
that's
verify this.
Let me pull it up. Hold on just a moment. Hold on. Dill Pistol. DILL Pistol. PISTOL. At Dill Pistol. Fantastic artist. Very talented. Produced the beat, and he's got a couple of joints on the project. No Time Like the Present. This is the first time I'm actually talking about like the contents of the record. It's like a couple of new songs, a couple of older songs, couple of like, in between. Like I have a song that I wrote during the pandemic that I was like, what am I going to do with this? And that's basically the entire concept around the album. Obviously, No Time Like the Present is a very literal title in that, fuck it, I'm holding on to these songs and I'm like, they're good songs, and I'm like, when am I going to put these out?
Okay.
No time like right now to just let the people listen to them.
Do you have a date for that?
I do not yet.
Okay.
Because I'm putting the finishing touches on some of the, and so I don't want to commit to a date and then not have it out by that date.
Sure. Do you have a window that people can expect it?
Yes. I'd say we're mid-September. I will definitely put it out in October.
Okay.
1,000,000% it's coming out next month.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go.
Very nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. You deserve it. It's an earworm. It's been stuck in my head, and I hate you for it.
Yes. That's what we want. That's what we want.
Yeah.
All right. My cheers of the week goes. It's still music related. It goes to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. How much of King Giz have you listened to?
A lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Big fan.
They're so good.
Yeah.
So when I went
And
to...
they're also like 5 bands
yeah,
in one.
Yeah.
They're Transformers.
It's crazy.
It's great.
You go through their projects and you're like, this can't be the same band. How are they doing this?
Yeah.
When we went to Bonnaroo, shout out to my boy, Chris Belcher. He commented on one of my posts and he was like, I said something about the who we were seeing, and he was like, you have to see King Giz over Disclosure. And at the time, I knew more about Disclosure than I knew about King Gizzard. And I was like, really? And he's like, trust me. Sure enough, I listened to his advice and I went to see them, and I was like, holy shit, this is incredible.
Yeah.
It was
jealous. I haven't seen him live.
Oh man, it was a, and I mean, they have a slot at a festival, so they can't get through. I mean, they have 20 albums, like they can't get through all of it. So it's just this whirlwind of music, and it was amazing. And I was like, this band's awesome. So then I started. I'm only halfway through their discography, and I've been doing this for a minute. Yeah, like trying to get.
You're gonna
through
be there for a while. Yeah.
I mean, not every album is like a 5 out of 5, but they're all pretty close. They're all like really. There's not one that, so far, that hasn't been an enjoyable experience. They're
Yeah.
they're fucking, and they've been doing this for the better part of the last decade.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
And prolific.
Prolific is an understatement.
For how long? Because they've been around for a while, but it looks like they should have been around twice as long.
Yeah.
As they have been.
Their output is like 2.5 albums every year.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Which is pretty crazy for like a rock band.
Yeah.
Quote, rock band.
Well, to do that and to keep the quality as high as it
Sure.
is, that's the thing. Like,
Well, and to innovate too, like
Yeah.
to change their sound up so much.
Yeah.
And you can tell like they have like seasons within their music.
Yeah.
Like it shifts over time and it goes back to different places and it goes into a completely different direction at one point. And then, like it's such an interesting, I need to do what you're doing. I haven't done that.
we'll go through the discography
From beginning to end. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. I caught on to them like maybe 4 years ago or so, and just kind of picked up from there.
Yeah.
And kind of gone along for the ride since then. I don't think I've listened to their most recent album, but I mean, yeah, I count myself among the fans.
Yeah.
So
Well, they just put out an EP, which is a loosely defined word for what it is. It's like a 12-minute song. It's one song.
Sure.
And they've
Yeah.
called it an EP. It's not really an EP, but I guess technically it would be one side of a full record.
right.
So I guess, I mean, with a B-side, that'd be more of a single than an EP, unless it continues.
You're getting really technical right now.
Yeah, you're right.
I want you to know that. I don't think they care.
No, probably
Just
not.
letting you know.
But anyway, yeah. So if you haven't already, don't be dismayed by the weird band name. Even the band members know that it's a
Sure,
weird name.
Of course. Yeah.
But they're awesome.
Yeah.
So
Jump in, sample around. You may not like some of it. You may love some of the other stuff.
they have an album that's basically just the soundtrack to an imaginary Western.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I love their metal album.
Yeah.
It's so good.
They have like a bossa nova influenced album. It's like in their earlier stuff. It's just so
Yeah.
good. It's so good.
Goes
Okay.
places. Goes places.
All right. Let's talk about these Brewskis, brother. Let's talk about these Brewskis. What tonight that we had was that wasn't a sentence at all.
What tonight we
that
had?
Tonight we had the Swinetoberfest from the Ravenous Brewing Company. Obi, what did you think of this beer?
I guess you gotta call me Piggy Pig because I'm drinking it up. Put this in my swill bucket. I'll drink it all up.
Oh my god, I hate you so much, man. I hate you so much.
I think it's fantastic. It's one of the best Oktoberfests locally that I've had. I have to obviously go around and compare now that I've said that. But yeah, I mean, I find very little fault with this Oktoberfest. I think it's very representational of what an Oktoberfest should be, which is, a little sweet, a little light, very drinkable, but hefty enough to kind of gird your loins for that fall season. And I'm sure pairs very well with all of the very tasty things that you can get at Ravenous Pig. I'm gonna give it a 5.5. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. It doesn't have that X factor to give it a 6, I will say, but it is exactly what it's going out to be, in my opinion. And at a 5.6%, you can. It's not exactly crushable, but you can enjoy plenty of these, or one big one, for
Which is
instance.
what probably most people are going to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Man, I thought you were gonna do it, because I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Wow.
I'm doing it. I'm giving it the 6 out of 6.
Nice.
I'm giving this a perfect score. I mean, for the same reasons, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
That there isn't that like standout X factor thing
Sure.
that you would require to push it past a 5.5.
Sure.
What
Yeah.
you're saying makes perfect sense. In my opinion, I can't think of anything that it could do differently
Yeah.
that would prevent it from being a perfect Marzen, like perfect Oktoberfest beer. This is something that I will definitely buy more of, especially when Oktoberfest like actually comes around. If I don't know if we're gonna have this on draft at Red Light, but if we do, I'm just gonna demolish it. I'm just gonna do bad things to this. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice biscuity, kind of toasty finish. Slightly sweet, mostly crispy, very drinkable. I mean, I can't think of anything that I don't like about it.
Yeah.
I'm giving it the perfect score.
I respect it. I kind of wish I went that far too.
I thought you were gonna.
With the pigginess in the front.
I really did. I really did think. Here we go.
Oh fuck it! It's a 6. I'm giving it a 6.
Just do it. Just do it. It
a
deserves
6.
it. It deserves
Ah,
it.
the peer pressure. No. I honestly agree with everything you said, and I just want more of it.
Yeah.
I just wish there was
Yeah.
more. I think that's the other than your impassioned speech. That's what pushed me over the edge. Is it's not over the top, but it shouldn't be as an Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest, you're meant to have a giant thing of these things and enjoy tons of food.
Yeah.
And that's what this is perfect for.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect for. Therefore a 6.
Boom.
Yes.
There you go.
I can't agree more.
All right. Well, my friend, do you think we got it?
I know we got it.
Well, then let's get the fuck out of here. This has been the One Beer In podcast for myself, Marco Dupa, and for Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Oink, oink.
Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer and have yourself a beautiful evening.
We love you.